Okay, happy May 4th, Star Wars Day. Also, it's been 4 years since the Clone Wars finale, and I'm currently rewatching it. And after rewatching it, yeah, it is beautiful. Because if you didn't know, fun fact, the Clone Wars technically, like, canonically lasted 4 years in the series. Or 3, one or the other, but it's technically 4 years in the Clone Wars, like when it actually happened in the Star Wars galaxy. So, what a coincidence. It's been 4 years since the finale. It aired back in 2020. It's kind of hard to believe that it's been about 4 years since that epic finale and led to so many like new content. It's really crazy. It gave us the Bad Batch, Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire. Different video for a different day, by the way. But yeah, regardless, I just want to talk about the Clone Wars finale because to me, that is one of the greatest finales in like all of television, if not all of animation, because it's literally perfect. I know other people are going to disagree about like, oh, it's not the greatest finale ever, you're just glazing it. Oh, well, trust me, it is. You can go check on IMDb. Most of the episodes of the Clone Wars finale are rated like 9 stars out of 10 or 5 out of 5 because they're just perfect, especially at that one scene with Ahsoka looking at the clones. Also, you've had 4 years to watch the finale, so spoilers, I guess not, but it's been like 4 years, man. Come on. Also, I do want to apologize for the fact that I haven't been uploading a whole lot on this channel. I've mainly been focused on my anime channel. Now, I will be bringing back more cosplay content in the future. I've gone to a few conventions, but I'm saving my convention video for the end of the year. So if you've been wondering why haven't you posted like any cons, any cosplay, it's coming. I just got a lot on my plate right now, juggling a lot of stuff. Regardless, yeah, the Clone Wars 4 years later, it's been a ride, to be honest. To me, like I mentioned earlier, this is one of the greatest finales ever, like the penultimate finale of the conclusion of the Clone Wars. Essentially, this was a build-up from like almost a decade, almost like 14 years in the making, to be honest, because Clone Wars aired back in what, 2008. Wow, it's almost been 20 years since the Clone Wars, now that I think about it. But yeah, if you're not familiar with the Clone Wars, essentially it was canceled back in like 2013, 2014, whenever Disney purchased it, and then essentially went off the air. It was only until like a fan petition, it was revived back. I still remember when people were petitioning to bring back the Clone Wars, and they announced it at Celebration, or was it Comic-Con? It was a big shock to pretty much everyone, and I mean everyone, including myself. I was pretty ecstatic at the time, and I do remember when Disney Plus became a thing and they announced, oh yeah, Clone Wars finale or Clone Wars season 7 is going to be on this Disney Plus exclusive, and you're going to be able to watch it. And like the finale, really, to me, it's something I don't think I'll ever be able to experience, I'll ever be hyped as for again, because to me, growing up, the Clone Wars was essentially my childhood. It was a thing that got me into Star Wars, aside from Revenge of the Sith, which to me is one of my favorite Star Wars movies ever. The Clone Wars is essentially what got me to being who I am. It made me really appreciate Star Wars for what it is. Something amazing, something unique that can gravitate all of us fans, unite us all together. But the finale of the Clone Wars to me is really something special because we get to see this character that was created for the Clone Wars and the clones itself essentially turn on the Jedi. It's essentially Order 66, but from a more personal level. Yeah, in the grand scape in the movies, you kind of see it, it's kind of robotic, but here it's a bit more fleshed out. It feels a bit more human, mostly because due to the fact that the clones, the ones that you grew up with, Rex, Jesse, all of them, you watch them turn on their Jedi commander, you watch them turn on Ahsoka Tano, a friend, an ally, a sister, essentially to most of them. You see these men going from like humans to essentially droids with no mind of their own. And it's really quite tragic, to be honest, especially the ending when Rex is trying to convince Jesse that Ahsoka's not a Jedi. We are better than this, but nope, they are inhibited by the inhibitor chips to follow their programming, because clones, at the end of the day, they're just biological droids. They're just machines created for like one singular purpose, to destroy the Jedi, which is ultimately really tragic. I guess the best way you could describe the finale of the Clone Wars, the season finale, or the entire season 7, is tragic, poetic tragedy, because at the end of the day, no matter how Ahsoka and everyone else, the clones, feel about the war, how they want to bring it to an end, essentially it's never going to end. It's never going to end on their terms, because they were never in charge of the war. The war was essentially a puppet. Like, they were all puppets in the grand scheme of things. They were just toys and a chess and various objects and this grand galactic a chess match between Sidious and, well, Sidious himself, which is ultimately tragic. And I really do believe that the Clone Wars, like the finale, it's just that good. Like, even to this day, I sometimes catch myself just rewatching like the past few episodes because they're really, really good. Like, currently, early I was binge watching Tales of the Empire, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty good. I really want to just rewatch the Clone Wars, and here I am rewatching it for this video. Not only because I really like the Clone Wars, it's a tradition I've been doing since 2020, is rewatching the finale. Sometimes I catch myself rewatching the entire season, but season 7, the last 3 episodes, are literally the best thing ever, just because it's the ultimate buildup of everything we've seen in the past 12-13 years of the Clone Wars, growing up with these clones, seeing them as human turn from humans to droids with nothing but pure obedience to something that they cannot control. And this is further explored in the Bad Batch, how they get disillusioned with the Empire and all that, but that's a video for a different story. I'll have a review for that at some point. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the finale. Is it good? Yeah, it is that good, because at the end of the day, most of us grew up with the Clone Wars. And I know some of the people, and I've been hearing some people say, oh, Clone Wars is made, it's just nostalgia. Yeah, okay, cool. But for people like me and my generation, they grew up with this in like their 20s and their late 20s and in their early 30s, it was the best thing ever. Most of us did not grow up with the prequels. We did not grow up with the originals. This is our Star Wars. Yeah, the sequels are a thing, but the Clone Wars will always be our childhood, because it's something we will always be accustomed with and remembered. Now, with that being said, that's just my take on the Clone Wars finale, why it's still that good. Like, 4 years later, it still holds up, because it's just impacted us emotionally, mentally. It's all these characters that we grew up with have a conclusion with them. Anyways, that being said, this video is long enough. I'll catch you guys on my next video. So yeah, may the 4th be with you. I'll catch you guys on my next one. So yeah. Also, if you do like Star Wars, be sure to check out my anime channel. I did make a video on Star Wars Visions. I do have more Star Wars and cosplay content coming out pretty soon. Bad Batch finale, Tales of the Empire, and even Fallout. Like, I have a lot of stuff planned. Just give me time. But yeah, I'm back on this channel. Anyways, I'll see ya.